There is a difference between retirement of service or from service and retirement of work. When God created man, He created man to work because He said to man, subdue the earth. Man was meant to work and multiply and be fruitful. Fruitfulness is one of the missions of God to man. And that is why in Jesus Himself, He said, He is the vine and we, man, are the branches. And He went further to say, any branch that does not bear fruit will be cut off. Which means God created man for fruitfulness. If you're not bearing the fruit that He created you for, He's not happy with you. Jesus demonstrates this reality in the Gospel of the Talent, where He said the master was traveling and he gave talents to his three servants. One he gave 5, another he gave 3, and another he gave 1. On coming back, he discovered that 2 were fruitful and 1 wasn't, because that one took the talents that was given to him and dug the soil and hid it there. And the master was angry with the servant. He even went as far as telling the servant that you would have even gone and kept my money in the bank. On coming back, I would have had at least interest. So God is a God of work. God is a God of fruitfulness, because the two go together. You can't be fruitful if you are not a worker. So if you are not working, you can't be fruitful. Now let's go back to what I said in the introduction. A lot of people in our today's world misunderstand retirement from service and retirement from work. In reality, you don't retire from work, you retire from service. Because in certain countries, there are principles of certain services. For example, in the military, there are certain ages that they expect that at this age, you should retire from military. The civil service, the private sector, and so on. As far as work is concerned, there is no retirement, because the main purpose of man on earth is to work. So far as you are alive, you have to keep working. This brings me to a reality of how we grew up. I grew up in a part in Cameroon, the southwest region, the Manfik, which main activity at the time I was growing up was farming. In fact, we did not know any other thing. We knew that you get up in the morning, you go to the farm and work, you come back. So those who, especially men, were the ones that did the hard work, and the women did the simpler ones. For example, if we had to do a farmland, okay, or a forest, from a forest, or a land that's not virgin, it is the men that clear the grass, the men that do most of the work, and sometimes the women do the hoeing, accompanied by the men, supported by the men. And so it was that the man will get up very early in the morning, go to the farm, and the woman will come back. The woman will prepare food and bring and meet the man in the farm, and then support the man. So we did not know that people can go on retirement and stay at home doing anything. So those who were staying at home doing nothing, were considered as useless men. Because in the morning, at some point of the day, you realize that the village is quiet because everybody is gone to the farm to go and work. Farming was the work of the time. There was nothing like retirement. And even those who were working in government services in towns, when they retire, they came back to the village and continued their farming work. So, I see and I hear a lot of families where women complain of their men just staying at home and doing nothing after their retirement. On rare occasions, and I give these kudos to women, on rare occasions will you see a woman retire from service and stays jobless. Because women are very enterprising. Let me be very sincere with you. I'm sorry to say this, the men, you will understand. Women are very enterprising. It is only men who feel that when you retire from service, your own work has finished. No. Your retirement opens a new chapter in your life. It's a new beginning. It's a new dawn. And until you understand this reality and the purpose to which you are created, you will not feel comfortable in this message. God did not create man to go on retirement. And even Jesus said it. He said, "My Father worketh always, so I walk." So if you are working in a public service, in the military, or even in a company, you have to understand that your retirement takes you to a different chapter of life. If God gives you life, even at the age of 90, you can walk. There are people working, even at the age of 88, 90, if God gives them strength. Because when you retire, after years of active service, you've gathered a lot of experience. You've gathered a lot of knowledge. So what is the use of that knowledge, that experience, if you decide to do nothing? If you just say, "No, I'm no more going to work," how will that knowledge be useful to the society? If you are that kind of person who has retired and say, "No, I'm not going to do anything, I'm on my retirement," and you just feel that it's over for you, you are like that person, that church servant who was given 1 talent. He took that talent, hit it, dug the soil and put it there. You are doing, on the last day, God will call you up and you will have to give an account. Imagine somebody who has worked as a military for 35, 40 years and you retire. How useful you are to the society. You understand? Look in USA, for example, a lot of people who have worked in the military and retired are very useful in the society. A former minister, for example, who has been in the government services for years, you retire, you are useful to the society. So we must understand that retirement from service is not retirement of work, because as far as we humans are concerned, there is no retirement of work. God bless you and do have a nice day. Bye-bye.